Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Thriving Thursdays with Alexandria Nicole. I am super excited about our guest today. We have Miss Corbin Hunter. How are you doing, darling? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, and I'm now with Johnson. I got married, so my maiden name.
Yes!
I'm now with Johnson. I know, but yes, so happy to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now, you guys, let me tell you all the things about this woman's roster. She is a professional dancer who has danced on stages alongside people like Beyoncé and the Nerd and Meg the Stallion and on Coachella, all the things. So we are going to dive into her journey as a dancer and what that's looked like for her and kind of behind the scenes on the things that's kept her motivated. Are you ready, Corbin?
Ready, let's roll.
Let's get into it. So when you were growing up, where were you raised and started your journey as Corbin?
So I'm a Midwest girl. I'm from Minnesota. I was born in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, and lived there and was raised all throughout 18 years old. So that's where I'm from, girl.
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah. So how long did you live in Minnesota before you stretched beyond those boundaries?
I graduated high school from St. Paul Conservatory of Performing Arts. And as soon as I graduated at 18, I took me and my two little pink suitcases and was out of there, right to LA.
It went to LA at 18 years old. So what was it like growing up? What was your family dynamic like?
So I come from a pretty big family. I have 4 siblings, 2 sisters, 2 brothers, and I'm blessed that I came from a 2-parent household. Yeah. And I'm the second oldest. So I have 3 younger siblings, and we're all 2 years apart. So we're pretty close. My mom made it so that me and my siblings had friends, like that was what she was like. I want my children to be friends. And when we were younger, I wanted to, knock everybody out, obviously, because we're siblings and that's what we do. We fight.
Yeah.
And we all danced growing up. All 5 of us danced competitively. So, wow. We were all engaged in the same thing, sports, doing this, doing that. So we were always running on the move. But I came from a household of love and support. And, my dad comes from a family of 6. So I have, so many great aunties and uncles and cousins. And we had I had an amazing childhood.
My gosh. So when you decided that you wanted to go from Minnesota to LA when you were 18, fresh out of high school, what was that conversation like with your parents?
Okay. So I come from a family of education. So my mom is an educator. My grandmother was an educator. So when I told my mom that I didn't want to go to college, I had to have like a presentation of why I wasn't going to go to school and what was the dream if I wasn't going to go to college.
Right.
And she was devastated, right? Because I'm the only child who did not go to college. Well, that's a lie. I did just some courses online, but physically go to a school I haven't finished. And so she was just like, just flabbergasted. My parents couldn't fathom me at 18 being so just like sheltered and green, as they call me. I'm from the Midwest. Like, we don't know. I wasn't prepared for things in LA, and they knew that. But they were scared, very scared. But, my mom knew that, okay, well, my baby has to go and fly her wings. She has to go and experience. This is her dream. Is she going to tell me no? Because no wasn't going to stop me. I was going to go. I'm an adult, Mom. I'm going to go. But, she's scared. Her baby was leaving the house. And, but I had support. They supported me. They supported my dream of what I wanted to do. And, they said, okay, Corbin, if you're going to go, we can try our best, but we really can't help you financially. At that time, my dad lost his job. And so I had to go out there and fend for myself, right? I didn't financially have that support, but I had the support mentally, right? I had the go, Corbin, you got it, which many people don't have, So yeah, it was
sometimes even that's enough, right? To have to know you have somebody believing in you and rooting for you and in your corner to say, I might not be able to float you some shekels, but you got this.
And sometimes that's all you really need is someone to say, like, I love you. You're good. Like, don't quit. You got this. If you fail, you can come home. Like I had that. And so that's all I really needed.
So when all 4 of you guys growing up and all of you loving dance, was there ever like a transition where it was just like a hobby or interest to where you were like, oh no, this is what I was born to do? How old were you when that came about?
Probably between the ages of like 12 to 14. So when I was 12 was the pinnacle point of me deciding if I was going to quit dance or continue. I was missing out on things. And when you're 12, that 10, 11, 12 age range, you're like, well, friends and sleepovers, and no, I can't do that. I got to go dance practice. So I was missing things because I was dancing, and it was hard. So, I almost quit dance to become a basketball player. Crazy enough. But my mom didn't let us quit things. She's like, nope, you're going to go one more year. And, if you want to quit after that, then we can, have a conversation. But she never let us quit in the midst of anger. So she did that. And then I continued forward. But when I was a sophomore in high school, I got to backup dance once for Willow Smith. And she did, I whip my hair back and forth. We did that at the Target Center. And Beyoncé happened to be like the main performance. And so I got to see her live for the first time. And I watched her backup dancers. And I was like,
I can do that.
I can do that.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, I saw her backstage and I was like, she walked by and I was like, I'm going to dance for you one day. And she smiled at me and kept pushing. But little did she know I would dance for her in like 10 years. So. Yeah.
Wow. So how did you have the opportunity to, do backup for Willow? How did that come about?
Honestly, I think a friend of mine found out about this audition. She's like, hey, Corb, I know you want to dance. Do you want to come to this with me? And we both went to the audition and I booked the job and she didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
That right there, connectors. I talk a lot about how sometimes people will disregard someone if they feel like they're not in direct connection to an opportunity that they want to tap into, not realizing that connectors have just as much impact on our life. That might not be a direct client, but guess what? That person could connect you to a 6-figure contract. So you guys, if you take anything from this interview, honor your connectors, honor everybody. They might not be the direct person, but they might be the conduit. They might be the stepping stone to get you where you need to be. And that's fantastic. So go ahead. So she didn't book the job, you booked it. And what was that like for you?
That was my first, I'm in high school. That was like my first actual job that paid me, like good money. I was 14, 15. So yeah, I loved it. I remember having so many bruises on my legs. We did a lot of slapping and with my hair so my neck was sore. But I loved every moment of it. And I was like, you know what? Mom, this is what I want to do. And from there on, I was like, okay, I need to plan for LA. And what is that going to look like for me? How much money do I need to have? So that was the pinnacle point for me to say, okay, I want to pursue this as a career.
Yes. So you're 18, you've got 2 pink bags. Your parents are like, we support you verbally, but you're going to make it happen. We love you. You got this. Yep. But you paying your own bills. You get to LA, you're 18, and what are you feeling?
I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling also at the same time excited of the possibilities.
Yeah.
I'm coming out there with fresh perspective. I haven't been, I don't want to say even tainted yet, but I'm just oh, what is mine? I just want it. Yes, opportunity. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I want to do it. Yes. I'm just, yes.
Yes.
But at the same time, so being as that my mom, comes from an educator background, she told me I had to have a backup plan. And that was dagger to the heart. But I'm like, okay, Mom, if this is your, the only thing you're requiring me to do to come out here, sure. So my mom made me go to makeup school. So I'm a makeup artist, certified makeup artist. Okay. I went to makeup school in Burbank, California called MUD, Makeup Designery. So I know fashion makeup up to a little bit of special effects makeup. So that was my backup plan. Yes, ma'am. Like it's in the pocket. I'm always about learning new skill sets because skills, no one can ever take that away from you. So that's a nugget. But sure. So that was what I did for like the first year because I was in school for maybe 8 months. And so I dabbled into a little bit of that, doing like some makeup work. Like I worked on a music video and I helped do like, assisting work for things. But then I was like, what am I doing? I did not come out to California to be doing this. It's taking away my time. I'm working 2 jobs. I was 18. I was working at Hooters. I was working at like whatever I could because I had no car. So I could walk to Hooters in Burbank. That's where I used to work. And, I was just like, Corbin, like, you're out here to dance, babe. Yeah. You're not out here. Yes, have your part-time job and, makeup sure on the side, but like all your time is not going to the main reason why we were out here. And that was like a huge wake-up call. I'm in this expensive, beautiful apartment at 18, barely could afford it. And I was like, okay, this is not working, right? Like, I don't want to wake up in 10 years and still be not where I want to be. Right. So that was really hard for me to like come to terms with. And I was like, all right, girl, like you got to be going to dance classes. I had no car. Okay, girl, get your behind on the bus. And that was scary. I've never rode the bus, by the way. So I had to figure it out. Yes. I had to figure it out. And, was on the phone call with my mom or my dad or whoever, they would talk to me when I was on the bus, making sure, I got home safe and because sometimes it was early mornings, late nights, walking home from Hooters at 2 a.m. Like my parents were there through it all, how they could show up for me. Right.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. So you're working all of these jobs and then something happens and it changes everything. So what was the point in time where you got that opportunity where you were like, yes,
this is it
here? What was that for you?
So 2016, Beyoncé had an audition for Formation Tour. And my close friend at this time, who had just finished a 6-month dance program, asked me, hey, I heard, and she had no agent. I had like a small agent at the time. I met someone who like connected me to someone and I got an agent. Woohoo! I'm like, yes. So a friend of mine was like, hey, I heard there's a Beyonce audition. Can you send me the information? Now, people in LA can be 2 types of people. Yes, friend, I got you. Here's the info. Or the person who's like, I don't know, like just shitty. Like me, I love everybody. I love my friends. Yes, here's the info. I got you. Yeah. So my friend showed up to this audition. She booked the job and I did not. Mind you, this is my dream job. Mind you, we looked very similar. So it came down to her over me. And so I made it like to the end round. It was like 2-week process of auditions, just stressed. I was not eating, all the things, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And I left the audition just so distraught, so just beat down, so just like, I'm not enough. I don't know if I can do this. I was like, Mom, I think I want to come home. Like, I just was just done. Like, I was like, oh my God, like that was my shot and I blew it. And I cried for like a week and a half. And then I looked up one day and I was like, you know what, Corbin, you can either go home and prove everybody right? Or you can pick yourself up, right? Put your big girl panties on and get ready. Because I knew she went on tour every 2 years. That's exactly what I did. I went and put myself through the same dance program my friend did. I wasn't ready. I wasn't in the gym. I wasn't really actively taking dance classes. I was not prepared. So I learned right then and there to always be prepared so you don't have to get prepared.
That's right.
So that's what I did. So when I auditioned for Coachella 2017, best believe I was ready. Oh, like I was coming for blood. Like, this is it for me. This is it, right? And so I auditioned end of 2017 for Coachella, and then booked Coachella January of 2018, which led to all the other beautiful memories and opportunities.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. And now that piece, now so many times in life we're heartbroken by the things that in the moment feel like failures, but really our relationship with failure is how we view them, right? For you, it was a teachable moment. You let it not define you by the fact that you didn't get it. You let it educate you on the fact that I got work to do. I got things I've got to do in order to make sure I secure this next time. And you got tunnel vision, you got in your zone. Yeah, I'm sure you did a lot of envisioning the work and seeing yourself on the stage and putting in the actual physical work to make sure you were going to show up in the way that you needed to perform. And you did just that. You landed it. So you land Coachella. And then what happens? Does that put you in a space and essentially qualify you as a professional at a different level of operating so that aligns you with more opportunities?
Well, yeah, I mean, just by having the Beyoncé on your resume shows that you are top tier in your industry. You know what I'm saying? And so people, not just anyone, can work for this woman. And so at the time, you know, like I didn't really understand what her name meant. Like there's a type of quality of dancer. You have to be a type of quality woman. You have to be a type of quality performer to even have access to being in a room where you could even be able to, you know, audition for her. Right. And at the time, I was maybe 22, 23. I was so young and just so anxious that I didn't even know like my own worth of deserving to be there. And now being 29, like I'm like, damn right, Corbin, sorry. But you worked your behind off. You were more than qualified, more than deserving to have been in those rooms, been on that stage with her because you dreamt it. You put action behind it, you know. So just, yes. Did I answer the question?
Absolutely. You answered the question. Absolutely. So okay. What are your dreams and aspirations now? What does that look like?
So that's a great question. You know, it's very funny because at a very early age, I knew what I wanted. And for the last 2 years, I had been stuck in this space of who is Corbin if not a dancer, right? Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes we identify ourselves with our career. And so now that I still dance, right? But my dream of like, oh, I want to be a backup dancer. That's not her anymore. That was Corbin at 12, 13, 14. So detaching the dancer part from Corbin, because she'll always still be there, but that is not who I am. It's just a part of Corbin, just something that Corbin does. My new aspirations are wanting to now serve. I've been able to live my dream multiple times over. Travel the world, do all these great things. But sometimes I got, what happened? I had the opportunity to start working with kids. I mean, I talked about this earlier, but the youth is some place where my heart lies, working with the youth. And I've just fallen in love with like the switch that a child can have when they didn't think they were capable of doing something. And it's like, oh, well, I see someone who looks like me. They can do it too, especially my girls of color. I love working with my Black girls because we already have so much like, you know, negative stigma that comes behind being a Black woman and a Black girl, right? Not that I don't like working with all children, yes, but because I know what I had to go through being a Black girl and the trauma I've experienced personally through my own, you know, internal struggles, I get it. And so seeing someone, not even if they want to be a dancer, but just wanting to dream because their parents didn't allow them to do that, or their parents didn't have dreams. Like, oh, I could talk to you guys about this for literally 30 minutes. We don't have the time. But okay, so working with youth, that is just where my heart lies. I want to do motivational speaking, which I've already tapped into a little bit, and just getting people to start to to dream again, not just youth, but also people our age, you know, like, and even 50 and 60, it is never too late to dream, you know. And I think sometimes reality hits us in the face and it's like, oh, well, I can't, there's no way I can do that. And it's like, well, you're already setting yourself up to fail because you don't even believe in yourself, you know. And
That's right. And I think that confidence piece, the motivational aspect is always needed because sometimes people feel like reality and allowing your dreams the space to breathe and live and grow inside of you cannot coexist. As if you have to be cynical and, you know, oh, well, we're just going to pay our bills and this is what we need to do. Who got time for that? It's like, no, you have to have that confidence within yourself to understand that the things that you want, the things that you desire, were a very intentional seed planted within your spirit. And it's up to you whether you water it. It's up to you whether you align yourself with other people that are operating in that space that can breathe life into your calling. Are you breathing life into your own calling? Are you putting yourself in the place to let that dream grow? So motivational work is so imperative. And yes, I want you guys, for everybody that's looking and watching, if you are interested in having Corbin as a motivational speaker for any of your events, and let me go ahead and I didn't even read off all of the things that she's done. She's been a dancer for Beyoncé, Nerd, Meg Thee Stallion, Genuine, Lizzo. She's danced at Coachella and has a passion for children and is now partnered with nonprofits working with children in the motivational space and in the dancing space, any way that she can serve. And I absolutely love that servitude. It seems like every person that I have on this podcast, no matter, you know, whether they've reached their dreams, exceeded their dreams, they always come back to initially a space of servitude. And I think that happens in the successful realm of being, because you understand at some point, once you reached all of your goals, that really there's something beautiful and connecting about giving a piece of ourselves to someone else. It seems like we all kind of end up coming to that realization, like I've done everything I need to do. What? Okay. I need to pay it forward. I need to share the fruits of my labor with someone outside of myself to serve someone else. I love that we all get to that point. Isn't that amazing?
It's beautiful. It really is. Now, not everyone can get there. I will say that, because I know some people who are very successful and still ask me why I go and volunteer my time to work with these facilities. And I'm just like, it's okay. You just don't get it yet. Right. Yeah. But I keep inviting them. I keep sharing. I keep doing this because one day they will be ready. But in this season of their life, they just might not be ready yet. Right.
And give them that grace and that time for the level that they're operating in. We understand that you're vibrating at that level and we won't condemn you. Yep. And we pray to God that you will tap into that level of understanding that it is a more to life than self-servitude, that we have to have that released outside of ourselves. But I love what you said, that like, that's okay. That I'll be waiting on you though. I'll be waiting whenever you're ready. What's up? What my team is? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. So you're partnered with nonprofits. I do a lot of work for a nonprofit called Children's Recovery Center, Corbin. Amazing. So what they do is they work with kids that have been physically and sexually abused, and they remove them and place them into a safe environment immediately. Like they have a waiting list that they tap into, and they offer like non-invasive testing, and they have this beautiful house that's really colorful and wonderful. The staff is amazing, and the kind of stories and the things that they hear about the way these kids are abused, but they're keeping their light for the kids. Me, I always talk to Louise. She's the executive director of CRC, and she's bubbly and delightful and a beautiful person. I'm like, girl, this job is a calling, because I would be in a corner somewhere with trying all the things that you have to listen to. But she's like, I have to maintain this spirit, if anything, to protect myself and protect my ability to continue to show up for them. Right. So I love that. If they ever have an opportunity for maybe you to come and speak, or if there's something, I know that there's a lot of, red tape that to protect the kids, but I'd love to put you in contact with them because I believe in this organization, Children's Recovery Center. And if there's any way that you could serve or any way that I could connect you, I'd love to, because I think they are a beautiful organization. Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, y'all reach out to her so she can bless y'all's life with this fantastic hair and wonderful and wonderful life experience. Yes. Corbin, I love you. My God. So girl, listen, I told you this is gonna feel like 5 minutes, and I told you
it's done. I know.
Girl, so what would you leave the people with? What has been something that has been paramount in your life in terms of a lesson that you would want to leave with whomever is listening?
That's a great question. I would just say, something that I learned throughout, the past few years is just remember that in life or whatever that we're doing, how you do anything is how you do everything. And that has served me so well in how I show up as a dancer, how I show up with my family, with my spouse, with my friends, with, business, with how I create my calendar, I don't want to be the person who just halves everything, because that's what I'll do in every aspect of my life. I want to be the woman that people can be like, oh yeah, Corbin's going to show up. I know her quality of work. Corbin's like, I just want moving forward to be that example to people. And I just hope that like you guys else in every aspect of your life, show up better, right? Show up how you would like to be treated, show up how you would like to, just have everything going on. And I think that has served me well. So I hope that that little tidbit, if you didn't already know it, you can take with you. And it's served me so well in my life over these past few years, is trying to remember to show up how I need it to be done, because how I'm going to do it here is how I'm going to do it in my marriage, and here and here and here and here and in everything. So
that's actually one of my favorite sayings, and I now use it as almost an accountability mantra.
Yes.
Because it's a reminder that if I am wanting to operate in excellence in every aspect of my life, what does that demand from me? That demands me to say no to some things that don't align with me. That demands that I sit down and I be quiet and I have time with God, and I ask him, is this something that you want me to do, or is this something that isn't going to serve me in this season? That demands so much to operate with that level of integrity with intentionality. I love that we're
here.
I love that you said that, because I literally say that. I say it to my kids, I say it to my husband, I say it to myself. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
So just do your absolute best. We're not always going to hit the target. Like, understand that perfection doesn't exist.
It does not exist. But you can say, at least I gave it my all. At least I showed up 100%. At least I did all I can do. And then it's like, all right, well, sometimes we don't hit the mark, like you said, but at least within yourself, I gave it my all. I showed up how I wanted to show up with excellence. That's literally my favorite word, showing up to excellence, and then showing up to excellence in every aspect. Yes, we fall short, but 90%, 99% of the time, we try to be there.
Oh my God, Corbin, this has been fantastic. Kill all the banners. Let's get the prayer disclaimer right here. Y'all, we love you if you don't pray, but as for us and our podcast, we pray. So this is our prayer disclaimer. If you need to get on off, we love you. We hope you have a blessed rest of your day, but we close out our podcast with prayer. And I am going to close it out today with prayer. Corbin, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Lord God, we humbly come before you on this day, and we thank you. We thank you for the abundance. We thank you for the opportunities. We thank you for the blessings, and we thank you for the callings that you have given each and every one of us. And we thank you for the capabilities to be able to see those blessings. We thank you for the opportunity to operate in obedience when it is that you tell us to move, God. We trust in the way that we operate in alignment with you and your purpose and calling over our lives. We thank you for these divine interactions. I thank you for what you are doing through me, through my business, through my guests on this platform, and all of these interactions and connections and lessons that you are allowing me and my guests and our viewers to encounter, Lord God. I don't know what you have in store for us, Lord, but I trust that it will be grand. And I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be a steward in this space. I pray abundance over Corbin's life, over her marriage, over her journey, over her transitions, over her body, Lord God. I thank you for the opportunity to be able to share this space and this time with Corbin. And I pray these things according to the character and identity of Christ. Amen.
Amen.
This was great. This was great. Thank you so much, Corbin. Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for watching. Find Corbin on Insta at certified_Corbin. If you need a motivational speaker, if you want to align her with dances and classes, she does all the things. Look her up, follow her, love her just as much as I do. And y'all be blessed. I will see you here, same time next Thursday. Bye, you guys.